1. When designing a training module for new EVT candidates, which approach best aligns with adult learning principles? A. Using lengthy lectures with minimal interaction. B. Incorporating real-world EV diagnostic scenarios. C. Memorization drills of EV component names. D. Providing theoretical content without application. 2. Which evaluation method best measures an EVT trainee's ability to troubleshoot high-voltage systems? A. Multiple choice quiz on safety terms. B. Role-playing a customer consultation. C. Hands-on simulation of a fault diagnosis. D. Group discussion on EV market trends. 3. In curriculum development for EVT certification, what is the most critical first step? A. Selecting training materials. B. Defining measurable learning outcomes. C. Designing the final assessment. D. Creating the lesson schedule. 4. Which communication strategy is most effective when mentoring an EVT apprentice during a complex battery teardown? A. Giving step-by-step commands without questions. E. Asking reflective questions to encourage problem-solving. C. Correcting mistakes immediately in front of the group. D. Using only written instructions. 5. Which of the following best ensures regulatory compliance when teaching EV high-voltage safety procedures? Allowing each trainer to create their own method. B. Following OSHA and NFPA 70E standards in training content. C. Teaching only what the instructor finds most important. D. Using outdated manuals for cost efficiency. 6. Which assessment format most accurately evaluates psychomotor skills in EVT candidates? A. Written exam with multiple choice questions. B. Simulation-based performance test. C. Open book research paper. D. Peer evaluation survey. 7. When developing curriculum for EV charging system installation, what should be prioritized? A. Vendor-specific product promotions. B. Competency-based learning objectives. C. Historical review of EV technology. D. Lengthy theoretical lectures. 8. Which adult learning principle is applied when giving EVT trainees control over the pace of e-learning modules? A. Andragogy. B. Rote learning. C. Operant conditioning. D. Cognitive dissonance. 9. During a mentoring session, which technique encourages independent critical thinking? A. Providing the correct answer immediately. E. Allowing silence for reflection before answering. C. Avoiding questions to save time. D. Telling them exactly which tools to use. 10. What is the primary purpose of formative assessment in EV training? A. To provide final certification results. B. To measure ongoing learning progress and adjust instruction. C. To compare trainees against national averages. D. To meet accreditation requirements only. 11. Which communication method minimizes errors when explaining high-voltage lockout/tagout procedures? A. Oral explanation only. E. Visual demonstrations supported by checklists. C. Relying on trainees to read manuals on their own. D. Sending a group email summary. 12. Which type of evaluation measures the overall impact of EVT training on workplace performance? A. Reaction level evaluation. B. Diagnostic pretest. C. Summative evaluation. D. Knowledge check quiz. 13. In curriculum design, why is backward design effective for EVT training? A. It focuses only on trainer preferences. B. It begins with desired outcomes and aligns assessments and lessons. C. It uses pre-made slide decks to save time. D. It eliminates the need for practical exercises. 14. A trainee consistently struggles with diagnosing inverter faults. As a mentor, what is the best approach? A. Reprimand them for poor performance. Assign additional targeted practice with guided feedback. C. Move them to a different topic. D. Provide only written reading material. 15. Which method best validates whether EVT trainees can apply knowledge to real-world EV repair tasks? A. Multiple choice knowledge tests. B. Closed-book theory exams. C. Performance-based practical assessments. D. Peer group discussions. 16. In adult learning, relevance is critical because A. Adults prefer abstract theory. B. Adults learn best when content relates to their work or goals. C. Adults need information presented as rote facts. D. Adults avoid practical application exercises. 17. When ensuring compliance with environmental regulations for EV battery disposal, instructors must A. Use only local municipal guidelines. B. Teach current EPA and hazardous waste handling standards. C. Allow trainees to dispose of batteries freely. D. Ignore disposal practices since it is outside repair scope. 18. Which feedback technique is most effective in improving EVT trainee performance? A. General praise without specifics. E. Immediate, specific, and actionable feedback. C. Delayed end-of-course feedback only. D. Negative criticism without solution. 19. What is the main benefit of peer-to-peer teaching in EVT training? A. It reduces the trainer's workload completely. B. It fosters collaborative problem-solving and reinforces learning. C. It eliminates the need for formal assessments. It focuses on competition instead of cooperation. 20. Which of the following best ensures inclusivity in EVT classroom discussions? A. Calling on the same top performers repeatedly. B. Allowing only volunteers to answer. C. Using structured turn-taking or small group activities. D. Avoiding interaction to save time. 21. What is the purpose of a diagnostic pretest in EVT training? A. To assign grades. B. To identify trainees' existing knowledge and skill gaps. C. To replace the final exam. D. To meet compliance requirements. 22. In EVT training, which activity best addresses kinesthetic learning styles? A. Watching a lecture video. B. Reading technical manuals. C. Performing a live EV diagnostic procedure. D. Listening to an instructor's lecture. 23. Which regulatory standard primarily governs workplace electrical safety for EVT technicians? A. ISO 9001. B. NFPA 70E. C. SAE J1772. D. ANSI Z535. 24. Which mentoring approach is most effective for developing autonomy in EVT apprentices? A. Micromanaging every task. E. Gradually reducing guidance as competence improves. C. Leaving them unsupervised from day one. D. Providing only theoretical knowledge. 25. When writing learning objectives for EVT safety training, which is the best practice? A. Using vague language like understand safety. B. Writing measurable objectives like demonstrate proper PPE use. C. Excluding performance criteria to save time. D. Focusing only on instructor preferences. 26. Which communication barrier is most common in technical EVT training? A. Overuse of plain language. B. Excessive use of jargon without explanation. C. Visual aids that reinforce messages. D. Active listening practices. 27. What is the primary role of summative assessment in EVT programs? A. To give feedback during the learning process. B. To determine overall competency at the end of training. C. To motivate trainees mid-course. D. To diagnose pre-existing knowledge gaps. 28. Which instructional strategy encourages collaborative troubleshooting skills? A. Individual timed written exams. B. Group case studies and problem-solving activities. C. Silent independent study. D. Instructor-only demonstrations. 29. When updating EVT curriculum for new EV technologies, the trainer should: A. Wait until the next accreditation cycle. B. Incorporate current industry standards and technologies promptly. C. Keep the old curriculum unchanged for consistency. D. Remove practical components to simplify updates. 30. Which best describes a competency-based approach to EVT certification? A. Time-based completion regardless of skill. B. Passing based solely on attendance. C. Advancement only when required skills are demonstrated. D. Awarding certification automatically after training. 31. Which evaluation tool measures long-term retention of EVT knowledge? A. Immediate post-training quiz. B. Follow-up workplace performance assessment. C. One-time classroom discussion. D. Trainer self-reflection journal. 32. What is the benefit of using scenario-based questions in EVT assessments? A. They are easier to grade than multiple choice. A. Measure trainees' ability to apply knowledge in realistic contexts. C. They only test rote memorization. D. They avoid critical thinking.